from the harbour point of view, or from how we manage our impacts around the harbour, because the harbour is quite central to Gladstone community. It's something very close to their hearts and something you can't afford to mess up. We actually have what we know as the Gladstone Harbour initiatives. And this is 5 projects that deal with the 5 different aspects of the community and the harbour. So the first project is with Volunteer Marine Rescue. Volunteer Marine Rescue is an organisation that provides a free service to the community, to recreational boaters, to make sure that everyone can use the harbour safely and they have a rescue vehicle ready to go. We increased the traffic on the harbour quite considerably with this project. So we invested in a new rescue boat and a whole lot of training for VMR to make sure that they are ready to manage the issues with more marine vessels on the harbour. The second project is Conservation Volunteers Australia. This is an environmental project that looks specifically at 2 things. One, harbour catchment care. So actually it looks at bringing volunteers into the catchment areas and actually cleaning the catchment areas up and actually starting to get native plants growing back into the catchment areas to make sure we have a clean catchment. The second part is a marine debris program. So it's doing cleanups all the way around the harbour, but also looking at movement of marine debris in the harbour, so we get a better understanding of the movement of marine debris and a better understanding of the tidal movements in the harbour. The next project is with the Sailing Club. The Sailing Club was heavily affected by the increase in traffic movements on the harbour. We worked with Maritime Safety Queensland, which is a regulatory body for Queensland for our vessels, and then also with the Yacht Club, to come up with a program that will allow them to continue racing safely on the harbour and to make sure that numbers and regattas weren't affected. This project ended up in us purchasing a starter boat for the Sailing Club, but also ended up with Bechtel, which is our major contractor, having all 5 race courses given to every single one of their captains. Their captains were then warned in the morning of which race course was being used, and all vessel movements were redirected around the race. So they had a boat that allowed them stronger communications on the harbour, as well as a vessel that allowed for safety on the harbour. But also we've managed to work with the project to make sure the project is not affecting the race courses. The final project in this suite of projects is a project around safety information for recreational harbour users, and that's a partnership with our regulator, Maritime Safety Queensland. And this was all about providing educational information to your everyday boat users. So this revolved around the publication of a book that gave up-to-date information on Gladstone Harbour and the changes in Gladstone Harbour, and then had us down at boat ramps and running information sessions for local user groups to make sure that they were getting in front of Gladstone Ports Corporation, Maritime Safety Queensland, QGC and Volunteer Marine Rescue, and they were very much informed about what was going on in the harbour and where the safe passages in the harbour were. So that's what we've done for Gladstone Harbour to date, and what we're looking to do over the next 2 years is really try and make sure that we continue in that space and we continue to develop strong partnerships with harbour users.